Hello, and welcome to the 26th episode of the Scripture in the Year series, hosted by Saints Peter and Paul Orthodox Church in the Albanian Archdiocese of the OCA. Today's readings are Leviticus chapters 9 through 12. Now it came to pass on the 8th day that Moses called Aaron and his sons and Israel's council of elders. Moses said to Aaron, "Take for yourself a young calf from the oxen as a sin offering, and a ram as a whole burnt offering without blemish, and offer them before the Lord. And to the council of elders you shall speak, saying, Take one kid of the goats as a sin offering, and a young calf and a lamb, both of the first year without blemish, as a whole burnt offering. Also a young bull and a ram as a peace offering before the Lord, and a grain offering mixed with oil, for today the Lord will appear to you." So they brought what Moses commanded before the tabernacle of testimony, and all the congregation drew near and stood before the Lord. Then Moses spoke this word, "This is the thing the Lord commanded you to do, and the glory of the Lord will appear among you." Moses then said to Aaron, "Go to the altar, offer your sin offering and your whole burnt offering, and make atonement for yourself and for your house. Also offer the gifts of the people, and make atonement for them, as the Lord commanded Moses." Aaron therefore went to the altar and killed the young calf of the sin offering. Then Aaron's sons brought the blood to him, and he dipped his finger in the blood, put it on the horns of the altar, and poured the blood at the base of the altar. But the fat, the kidneys, and the fatty lobe from the liver of the sin offering he offered on the altar, as the Lord commanded Moses. The flesh and the hide he burned with fire outside the camp. Then he killed the burnt offering, and Aaron's sons presented to him the blood, which he poured all around on the altar. Then they presented the whole burnt offering to him with its pieces and head, and he put them on the altar. He washed the stomach and the feet and put them on the altar for a whole burnt offering. Then he brought the people's gift and took the young goat, which was the sin offering for the people, and killed it and offered it for sin, like the first one. He also brought the whole burnt offering and offered it according to the prescribed manner. Then he brought the grain offering, took a handful of it, and put it on the altar besides the whole burnt offering of the morning. He also killed the young bull and the ram as sacrifices of peace offerings, which were for the people, and Aaron's sons presented to him the blood, which he poured all around on the altar. The fat from the young bull and the ram, the fatty tail, what covers the stomach and the kidneys, and the fatty lobe attached to the liver, they put on the breasts. Then he offered the fat on the altar, but the breasts and the right thigh Aaron removed as a choice portion before the Lord, as the Lord commanded Moses. Then Aaron lifted his hand toward the people, blessed them, and came down from the offering the sin offering, the whole burnt offerings, and the peace offerings. After this, Moses and Aaron went into the tabernacle of testimony, and came out, and blessed all the people. Then the glory of the Lord appeared to all the people, and fire came out from the Lord, and consumed the things on the altar, both the whole burnt offerings and the fat. When all the people saw this, they were amazed and fell on their faces. Now Nadab and Abihu, Aaron's sons, each took his censer, and put fire in it, put incense on it, and offered strange fire before the Lord, which he had not commanded them. So fire went out from the Lord and devoured them, and they died before the Lord. Then Moses said to Aaron, "This is what the Lord spoke, saying, By those who come near me I shall be sanctified, and before all the congregation I shall be glorified." So Aaron was greatly distressed. Moses then called Mishael and Elazaphan, the sons of Uzziel, Aaron's uncle, and said to them, "Come near, carry your brethren from the presence of the sanctuary outside the camp." So they came near and carried them by their tunics outside the camp, as Moses said. Then Moses said to Aaron and Eleazar and Ithamar, his sons, "Do not uncover your heads, nor take off your garments, lest you die, and wrath come upon all the congregation. But let your brethren, the whole house of Israel, bewail the burning the Lord kindled. You shall not go out from the door of the tabernacle of testimony, lest you die, for the anointing oil of the Lord is upon you." So they did according to Moses' word. Then the Lord spoke to Aaron, saying, Do not drink wine and strong drink, you nor your sons with you, when you go into the tabernacle of testimony, or when you approach the altar, lest you die. It shall be an ordinance forever throughout your generations, that you may distinguish between holy and unholy, and between unclean and clean, and that you may teach the children of Israel all the ordinances which the Lord spoke to them by the hand of Moses. Then Moses spoke to Aaron and to Eleazar and Ithamar, his sons, who were left. Take the grain offering that remains from the burnt offerings of the Lord, and eat it without leaven beside the altar, for it is most holy. You shall eat it in a holy place, because from the burnt offerings of the Lord it belongs to you and your sons by ordinance, for thus I was commanded. The breast of the wave offering and the thigh of the choice portion you shall eat in a clean place, you, your sons, and your household with you, because it was given to you and your sons by ordinance from the peace offerings of the children of Israel. The thigh of the choice portion and the breast of the wave offering they shall bring with the burnt offerings of fat to offer as a wave offering before the Lord. And it shall be yours and your sons and daughters with you by an ordinance forever, as the Lord commanded Moses. Then Moses made careful inquiry about the young goat of the sin offering, and there it was, burned up. So he was angry with Eleazar and Ithamar, Aaron's remaining sons, saying, Why have you not eaten the sin offering in a holy place, since it is most holy? And he gave this to you, to bear the guilt of the congregation, to make atonement for them before the Lord. For you did not bring its blood into the holy place. You personally should have eaten it in a holy place, as the Lord commanded me. Then Aaron spoke to Moses, saying, If they had offered their sin offering and whole burnt offerings today before the Lord, and these things happened to me, and I had eaten the sin offering today, would it have been acceptable to the Lord? So when Moses heard that, he was pleased. Now the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying to them, Speak to the children of Israel, saying, These are the animals you may eat among all the animals on the earth. Whatever divides the hoof, having cloven hoofs and chewing the cud, that you may eat. Nevertheless, these you shall not eat among those that chew the cud or have cloven hooves. The camel, because it chews the cud, but does not have cloven hooves, it is unclean to you. The rock hyrax, because it chews the cud, but does not have cloven hooves, is unclean to you. The hare, because it chews the cud, but does not have cloven hooves, is unclean to you. And the swine, though it divides the hoof, having cloven hooves, yet does not chew the cud, is unclean to you. Their flesh you shall not eat, and their carcasses you shall not touch. They are unclean to you. These you may eat of everything in the water. Whatever in the water has fins and scales, whether in the seas or in the rivers, that you may eat. But everything in the water or in the seas or the rivers that does not have fins and scales, from all these and from every living creature in the water which the waters produce, they are an abomination to you. They shall be an abomination to you. You shall not eat their flesh, but you shall regard their carcasses as an abomination. Whatever in the water does not have fins or scales, that shall be an abomination to you. Now these you shall regard as an abomination among the birds. They shall not be eaten. They are an abomination. The eagle, the ossifrage, and the sea eagle, the kite and the falcon after its kind, every raven after its kind, the ostrich, the short-eared owl, the seagull, and the hawk after its kind, the little owl, the fisher owl, and the screech owl, the white owl, the jackdaw, and the carrion vulture, the stork, the heron after its kind, the hoopoe, and the bat. Now all flying insects that creep on all fours shall be an abomination to you. Yet these you may eat of every flying insect that creeps on all fours, those which have jointed legs above their feet, with which to leap on the earth. These you may eat, the locust after its kind, the destroying locust after its kind, the cricket after its kind, and the grasshopper after its kind. But all other flying insects which have 4 feet shall be an abomination to you. Now by these you shall become unclean. Whoever touches the carcass of any of them shall be unclean until evening. Whoever carries part of the carcass of any of them shall wash his clothes and be unclean until evening. Any animal which divides the foot, but is not cloven-hoofed, or does not chew the cud, is unclean to you. Everyone who touches it shall be unclean. Now whatever goes on its paws among all kinds of animals that go on all fours, those are unclean to you. Whoever touches any such carcass shall be unclean until evening. Whoever carries any such carcass shall wash his clothes and be unclean until evening. It is unclean to you. These also shall be unclean to you, among the creeping things that creep on the earth: the mole, the mouse, and the large lizard after its kind, the gecko, the monitor lizard, and the sand reptile, the sand lizard, and the chameleon. These are unclean to you among all that creep. Whoever touches them when they are dead shall be unclean until evening. Anything on which any of them falls when they are dead shall be unclean, whether it is any item of wood or clothing or skin or sack. Whatever item it is in which work is done, it must be put in water, and it shall be unclean until evening. Then it shall be clean. Any earthen vessel into which any of them falls you shall break, and whatever is in it shall be unclean. In such a vessel any edible food upon which water falls becomes unclean, and any drink that may be drunk from it becomes unclean. Everything on which a carcass falls shall be unclean. Whether it is an oven or cooking stove, it shall be broken down, for they are unclean, and shall be unclean to you. Nevertheless, a spring or cistern where there is plenty of water shall be clean, but whatever touches any such carcass becomes unclean. But if a part of any such carcass falls on any planting seed which is to be sown, it remains clean. However, if water is put on the seed, and a part of any such carcass falls on it, it becomes unclean to you. Now if any animal you are permitted to eat dies, he who touches its carcass shall be unclean until evening. He who eats of its carcass shall wash his clothes and be unclean until evening. He also who carries its carcass shall wash his clothes and be unclean until evening. Now every creeping thing that creeps on the earth shall be an abomination. It shall not be eaten. Whatever crawls on its belly, whatever goes on all fours, whatever has many feet among all creeping things that creep on the earth, these you shall not eat, for they are an abomination. You shall not make yourselves abominable with any creeping thing that creeps, nor shall you make yourselves unclean with them, lest you be defiled by them. For I am the Lord your God. You shall therefore sanctify yourselves, and you shall be holy, for I, the Lord your God, am holy. Neither shall you defile your souls with any creeping thing that creeps on the earth, for I am the Lord who brings you up out of the land of Egypt to be your God. You shall therefore be holy, for I, the Lord, am holy. This is the law of the animals and of the birds and of every living creature that moves in the waters and of every creature that creeps on the earth, to distinguish between the unclean and the clean, and between the animal that may be eaten and the animal that may not be eaten. Now the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, saying to them, If a woman conceived and bore a male child, then she shall be unclean 7 days. She shall be unclean as in the days of her menstrual isolation. Then on the 8th day the flesh of his foreskin shall be circumcised. She will then continue in the blood of her uncleanness 33 days. She is not to touch any hallowed thing, nor come into the sanctuary until the days of her purification are fulfilled. But if she bears a female child, she will be unclean 2 weeks, as in her menstrual isolation, and she will continue in the blood of her uncleanness 66 days, when the days of her purification are fulfilled. Whether for a son or daughter, she is to bring to the priest a lamb of the first year as a whole burnt offering, and a young pigeon or a turtle dove as a sin offering, to the door of the tabernacle of testimony. Then he shall bring it before the Lord and make atonement for her, and it will cleanse her from her flow of blood. This is the law for her who bore a male or female. But if she is unable to afford a lamb, she may bring 2 turtle doves or 2 young pigeons, one as a whole burnt offering and the other as a sin offering. So the priest shall make atonement for her, and she will be clean. Here ends the reading for today.